Welcome back to the bonus episode, and we are joined again by Isabelle from the Zita West team. So, Isabelle, we spoke last week about nutrition and supplements for if someone's going through the IVF stims phase. But what about if someone has a frozen transfer coming up? So, they're preparing for that, they've got their frozen embryo transfer. What can they do to support themselves from a nutrition and supplement perspective?
So from a nutritional perspective, it's very similar to if you're going through the fresh sort of IVF cycle, with the main difference being that you don't need to overload the protein so much. I mean, protein is still important to help increase endometrial thickness. So you need enough protein. And also when you're assuming that you're going into a pregnancy, obviously your protein requirements, you start rising in pregnancy, and it's very important to keep your blood sugar level stable. So including protein with each meal becomes really important. Whole grains are thought to help improve implantation. So yeah, making sure that your diet is rich in whole grains, that it's rich in antioxidants. Antioxidants create an anti-inflammatory environment, which are really important for implantation. And things like vitamin E is really important for implantation. So vitamin E rich foods, avocados, walnuts, almonds, things like that. Selenium, so a couple of Brazil nuts, very important for implantation. Folate is really important for implantation, as is beta carotene. It's a lot of nutrients. So a good nutrient rich diet. And again, focusing on blood flow. The better the blood flow, in order to improve the thickness for the endometrium. So, for instance, beetroot juice we know increases nitric oxide production, and nitric oxide is what's known as a vasodilator. It dilates blood vessels, so it helps the blood flow. It's really great for that. Yeah,
I've replaced my pre-workout, which was full of horrible things, with beetroot juice.
Fantastic. I really like it, actually. I think it's bad.
It's grown on me, if I'm honest. I don't mind beetroot. I love beetroot anyway, but I have been mixing it with pomegranate juice and sometimes a ginger shot that we make at home.
Absolutely.
And a little bit of water to dilute it. But that's now my pre-workout.
Golden girl.
Okay, but that's my pre-workout now. So if I have a class in the morning, no more of that nasty stuff for me.
Fantastic.
Those ovaries are going to be loving life.
Good.
I hope so. I quite like it. So I've even got Tony on it.
That's good.
Grapefruit. Yeah. Absolutely. Shove in some watermelon. Watermelon is known as nature's Viagra.
Oh, really? I love watermelon.
It's got this compound called L-citrulline. It's got rich in beta carotene as well, actually. Found in tomatoes, the red color, but it's rich in something called L-citrulline, which is also improves blood flow.
That's really interesting. I put a thing up on our story the other day, didn't I, about I was like, this is your sign to get a watermelon. I had this massive bit of watermelon that I was eating. It was great.
Well, there you go. It's all doing you good. It's all doing you good. So so definitely looking at that, looking at anti-inflammatory, obviously. So keeping inflammation down. So reducing, pro-inflammatory foods like sugar and, too much red meat and artificial sweeteners, that kind of thing. Obviously, you should treat yourself pretty much as if you're pregnant. So caffeine and alcohol I would cut out personally. Also, caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It will constrict blood vessels, so you don't want that. You want the blood vessels to open. But from a supplemental perspective, I would be going down the same, a similar route to the stims, but the multivitamin, the omega-3, CoQ10, actually, funnily enough, which is in our frozen embryo pack. And the reason it's in there is that CoQ10 has been found to improve endometrial thickness and may enhance implantation. So that's why it's in.
Really?
Yeah,
that's so interesting, because I actually stopped that after my egg retreat. I've always taken coenzyme Q10 literally since COVID. I remember the little man from this morning telling people to take coenzyme Q10. At the same time, I just heard it was good for fertility, so I was like, I'll start taking that.
Yeah.
And then it was like, honestly, the first time I stopped it was after my egg retrieval, because I was like, I won't need it now because I'm going to be having this transfer. And it was the first time ever I had problems with my lining. It was thin. Yeah. I've never, ever on any scan shown any problem. Normally it's quite thick, actually. And for that transfer, randomly, bearing in mind I was on a shed ton of like estrogen, progesterone, not progesterone at that point, sorry, estrogen, like you would have thought, I was taking L-arginine, all the bits you meant to vitamin E. And that's the one thing I stopped, and it didn't grow. So
CoQ10, that is why it's there. Well, there we are. There's a really good advert.
There's something we learned today, because I didn't know that.
No, I think it's it supports cellular health, and I think it's. I mean, we do say stop it transfer. There is no known toxicity. There is no known toxicity
No.
with CoQ10, but there is not enough study done for anybody to give you the sort of the 100%, and a lot of, so that is the
Yeah.
reason why we say stop it. But definitely it's in there. The other thing, again, we're back to the probiotic to support the vaginal microbiome,
Yeah.
because that actually has been found to give you a higher chance of implantation and a reduced risk of miscarriage. And in fact, the NAC, the NAC, is N-acetylcysteine, is in our packs, of frozen packs. And really the reasoning is often people will go through a frozen embryo transfer because they're either a fresh one or maybe a previous frozen one hasn't worked.
Yeah.
It's not always the case, but that can be the case. Or a miscarriage, reasoning for it as well. And NAC or NAC is a potent antioxidant. It has anti-inflammatory potential, so it reduces oxidative stress, but it also supports the health of the vaginal microbiome. It can dissolve biofilms, and it has been studied with reducing the risk of recurrent miscarriage. And it's sort of slightly there as a potential belt and braces approach.
Yeah.
That's why it's in there.
Do you know what my favourite thing in that pack is? I mean, I don't
Ooh,
have the frozen
as
embryo
well.
transfer pack.
Yeah.
I have the PCOS pack, the Ultra Omega.
Yes.
When I was reading the back of it, I'm supplementing caviar. Like,
Yeah.
that's such a
And
flex.
the studies with that also are really interesting with the reduction of inflammation. And
I feel less inflamed, genuinely.
Did you? That's interesting. I'm taking
Yeah, I can feel my inflammation. Like
Dropping off.
I'm quite in tune with my body.
Really?
But
That's interesting, isn't it?
yeah, I feel a difference. And again, it might be placebo because I'm literally walking around like the queen, like just take my caviar.
Omega free.
But yeah, it's when I looked into it, because when I was reading, I was literally just doing, like, I always do like little unboxings and things on my like TikTok. I always talk people through my supplements, what I'm doing, and I was reading the back of it on a video, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was like from the Norwegian seas. I was like, oh my god, this is elite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's from herring rope, but and it basically it's bound in something called phospholipids. Phospholipids make up cell membranes, so it enters the cell membranes much faster
Yeah.
than traditional omega-3, and particularly good if people haven't been taking omega-3 and they need to get into their system faster. But also if you've got any pro-inflammatory conditions, or anything that can help reduce inflammation and improve blood flow is going to be beneficial. And omega-3 can increase uterine blood flow. It it may enhance implantation. So it's got a lot of benefits. Yeah, I'm a big fan of omega-3.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I do think, guys, as we always say, if you need further advice, please do book a one-to-one consultation on zitawest.com/book, I believe. But on the website, the packs I think are really good. Like, if you're literally preparing for frozen embryo transfer, there's your, if you don't, if you haven't got time for a consultation or you don't want to do one, there you go. There's your pack. And I just think it's such a clever, I remember years ago before it was when I first discovered, like, Zita West as a brand, what it was, a girl did a YouTube video and she was like, I've literally just brought, like, she was going through her IVF journey and I was following it and it was amazing. She's like, right, so I've done this pack and now in a few months time I'm going to be doing frozen embryo. So here's my frozen embryo transfer pack. Takes away the confusion. And as you said it, we spoke about on an earlier episode where you're then making sure what you're taking, it's not going to do you any harm, and it's for that stage in your journey. And I think that's a really good.
Absolutely. And all the nutrients within the packs are there for a reason. They have a role. There is a reasoning behind it all. Yeah.
Yeah, and takes the guesswork out, doesn't it? Like, it's just, like I said, it simplifies it. It's lovely. Like, it's
and you're not there having to think, oh, well, I saw this influencer took this supplement and then she took that supplement and she got pregnant. So I'll copy what she did when you've not got the same. And I'm guilty of that. I'm the worst for, someone only has to tell me that they had an ice lolly on the day of their transfer and I'm like, right, okay, I'll do that.
Well, that's like the the whole.
Oh my god, I know.
That's how that came about. That's exactly how that came about. Yeah.
I love those videos when you see like the embryologists and consultants like, all this hard work we did to get that person pregnant and McDonald's fries get the credit.
It's hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, you're not better off having the chips after egg collection for the salt, if you're thinking of it that way. Well, how is it going to help at transfer? How did that even come about?
Honestly, there is
the salt?
I think it was that
Why
somebody
would you need salt for transfer?
Why they had it and they got pregnant and it's like, oh, it works. I don't know. I don't know. It's become a bit of an urban myth now, actually, but Anyway.
But it's like obsessive. If you've seen now, the trend has extended from someone having
Has
McDonald's chips to you now get your friends to eat McDonald's chips. The amount, and don't get me wrong, I adore the videos when people put them up and it's like all their friends like good luck, and then they're eating the chips and it's lovely. But I'm like, at what point are we keeping McDonald's in business through the IVF community?
Yeah,
Well, exactly.
I think
My
maybe
God.
it was Ronald McDonald that had the chips, and he's like, "This is my thing."
I
He's
mean, you
torn
know what we
lots
should
of little
do?
baby Ronalds, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a business idea for us. We should go and like get a map of all the fertility clinics and like literally make sure we're the closest McDonald's to all the clinics. We'd earn a fortune. We could just run it on a purely
They're probably a
chip
reason why they're going
fries
for IVF
menu.
in the first
Yeah.
place. McDonald's, I
Yeah,
think.
Go
yeah.
a little
Fertility.
fries through.
Hey, maybe I'm missing a trick. Maybe soul fries could be
Yeah, oh
fertility
my
fries.
God, you could park up outside each clinic.
Just get your plain fries.
Literally,
Yeah.
you could take it doesn't have to be McDonald's. It's only fries.
Yeah,
so
salty
there you go.
chips. No, but it does have to be specifically McDonald's, doesn't it? That's the trend.
Well, we can change the trend.
It was funny when we did it. Like we did fall for that trend and had fries, and then Tony was like, "Oh, well, I'll get a meal then as well."
Oh, I did as well. Yeah, you can't.
I've
We
done
said
my
this
bit
before.
now,
You can't
so I
go
can
to
eat
McDonald's
it.
and not get the meal. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Why are you getting a whole meal as well? So funny. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Anyway.
much for that, Isabelle.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Right then, should we move on to a dilemma?
Yeah.
Would you transfer 2 embryos if it increased your chance of pregnancy, but also your chance of twins and potential complications? I'm going abroad for
Oh.
IVF, and they've said it's my choice if I want to transfer 2, but I don't know what to do.
Oh, this is a
I
good one for you.
transferred 2.
Yeah.
I was gagging to transfer 2 because
Yeah,
I was
I
just like, twins. However, I will say more recently, like Jessie Nelson, really. They had bored little twins. I don't know if that's specifically related to it being twins, though, that they had their.
No, I don't think it is. But she's doing some really good progression. I heard on the radio today, in fact, when we're recording this,
Oh.
that every child, no, they'll get tested. I think they've gone forward with the testing for their
Oh,
SMA
good.
gene. Yeah, which is really
Yeah.
good. I need to fact check that, but I'm sure that's what I heard today. But yeah,
it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And there can be complications. I think sometimes, like I think especially if you miscarry one, you're more likely to miscarry the other. Like there's a load of different things in there. Like not to like fearmonger or anything like that. Obviously, everyone's different. Loads of people have lots of healthy twins. I always really wanted twins. I wanted twin girls. We all know that. Steve did not want to transfer 2.
Really?
And I went,
Oh, why? What
my
was his
body,
reasoning?
my body, my choice.
Yeah.
I
I'm
did,
being
but
foreign.
he was just like, how the fuck would you cope with 2 babies? And I was like, and also they say, what if one of the embryos splits and you do end up with triplets or quads?
Yeah.
And I was like, great. Like I've been waiting years for a baby. I'll take 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Georgie Porter from Hollyoaks? She was pregnant with quads, wasn't she? And then miscarried them.
Yeah.
That was really sad. Imagine they just randomly, that wasn't even through fertility treatment, just randomly got pregnant with 4 babies at once.
Yeah.
What? How did that even
How does
happen?
that happen?
Octomum.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are the risks of complications. I think, especially, I just kind of think I see a lot more twin pregnancies being successful with younger mums, but that's just the kind of. I mean, I do see a lot of twin pregnancies because I'm with a clinic that do double embryo transfers.
Yeah.
You've got to remember though, the chance of them both sticking is also very slim. So more chance of just one sticking. So sometimes people are like, and the reason I want to transfer 2 obviously was to have twins, but other than that was to increase the chance of one sticking. But my body,
But how does that work then? If you had, say you had 6, right? You could have done 6 times, or would that still be the same? Like, what's the outcomes there? Like, is it better to put 2 in, or better?
Yeah, because you've got more more likely to stick, and also it's like a bit kind of cost effective in the sense that if that one was if one of them's chromosomally not normal, then the other one might be, and that would stick, and you've not then done 2 separate transfers and 2 sets of flights and all that kind of business.
Yeah.
I know in the UK they don't recommend it because of the complications. But then my kind of thought process was, if they're going to be twins, they're not going to be identical. And I think a lot of the time it's identical twins which cause a lot of the problems, like like twin to twin fusion. I don't actually know the terms, but like a lot of the issues are sometimes because they're an embryo that's split, I believe. I think it's less, I think that, and again, I'm saying this with no knowledge, just speculating. I feel like the 2 embryos where they're not identical twins is maybe slightly safer, but I don't know if there's any research on that.
We'll have to
That's
do
just
some
maybe
notes.
speculating. Yeah, we'll have a look. Oh, we should do an episode on like twins.
Yeah.
Multiple births.
Multiple, because it'd be interesting to we'll have to get someone on. But Yeah, like I remember when I had my IVF round and I was like, oh, if I get multiple embryos, I wonder if it was quite buzzy at the time to try and put 2 in.
Mm,
Obviously I only had 1, but
yeah.
I always thought that's what I would want to do.
But one of
But
the reasons I went
actually,
abroad was to put 2 in. Like, I've always
yeah,
wanted to do 2. But again, there are so many complications. I mean, they're mine are frozen in 2s now, and again, I'm more
mm,
worried about just getting one to stick, so.
yeah,
But it's a personal choice, and,
yeah,
you know, what depends on your age. See what your consultant says, because they'll give you success factors between putting 1 in and putting 2 in.
mm,
Sometimes they don't recommend it. I would make
mm,
sure, you know, just make sure whatever transfer you're doing, you know, you've got a good microbiome, that you've tested
mm.
everything you need to test, and you're not wasting 2, because obviously I'm in the position now where I've just might as well flush those 2 down the bloody toilet. It's such a
Yeah.
waste. Because
Yeah, but you
there's
never know.
obviously, no, you don't. Well, even so, we still don't know. They might have just been 2 chromosomally abnormal embryos.
Mm,
Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
But again, if you haven't tested my clinic also said if I tested them and we had a PGTA normal embryo, they'd only put 1 in. That's another reason I didn't PGTA,
Oh,
because I was so fucking
really?
psychotic. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
It's
oh
not
my
normal.
God.
I just wanted twins. I was so hell bent on getting twins.
Yeah,
And then I got none. I want my money
yeah.
back.
Yeah. Right, you still got two more chances of twins,
Yeah,
technically.
I do. And
And
even so, you might transfer 2 and then 1 might take and then it might split. And then you have
yeah,
identical twins. That is so mad what happens inside you.
that's crazy, isn't it? Your
But
body's got its
and
way of
again,
what it's
see
going
what
to
your
do.
partner thinks. Because as I said, I just said to Steve, like, no, we're doing double. And then
Mm.
obviously, what did I do when he was like, oh, I'm not sure. I went to his mum and was like, we want twins. And she was like, yes, Steve, you need to put 2 in. So you can, you know, get
Yeah.
reinforcements.
You bring it back up.
Bring you back up. Yeah.
I
But
mean, it would be nice
yeah.
to have twins, wouldn't it? Because you say it would take.
I've waited so long. And I'm
Yeah,
not
but
young anymore. Like, the chances are, like,
no.
if we get pregnant once, we probably wouldn't be able to do it again.
Yeah, that's what Tony and I have said, I think. And then it makes me
I'm an only
sad
child,
because.
and I actually wish I wasn't an only child.
Do
Sorry for any
you?
only child parents out there. Yeah, I would have loved
I
a
was
sibling.
saying today to a friend, actually, I was like, we probably wouldn't have a second child if we were lucky enough to have 1. And I was like, well, our child would just be so mature and like, it will spend so
I
much
am
time
very
with
mature.
us.
I just think being an only child, I do have an element of only child syndrome. And at the
Yeah.
time, I did not want a sibling. I was so territorial over my parents when I was younger. If they brought
Yeah.
a bloody baby home from the hospital, I'd have been like, take that back.
Really?
But as you get older, I think it's nice. Like, it's little
Yeah.
things as well. Like, when your parents start getting older, it'd be nice to have someone to share that
Yeah, that's true,
responsibility
actually.
with. I mean, I've got Steve, obviously, like, share it with him,
Yeah.
but it's not the same, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true.
I think as you get older,
Think of
you
it
get
like
more
that.
appreciative of your siblings. Yeah.
Yeah, well, to
But
be
some
honest,
people then some people don't get on with their siblings and they don't
no.
speak, or they live opposite ends of the world and they don't see each
Yeah.
other. So do you know what? You can't
win,
know.
can you? And that's
I
like,
might have 2 twins, they might hate each other, and one might be
yeah,
psychotic and like
and they
kill
might
the other
also
one.
move to the other side of the world, and then you've like literally.
That
Oh
program we
gosh.
spoke about, like, that could be me. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You're just move along again.
Yeah, Blood
Then I come and
Brothers. We spoke
find
about
you.
Blood Brothers a few weeks ago. You
Yeah.
know, like, it's these
You don't know
Parent Trap.
exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you get all these different
Oh,
things.
so this
in
I'll be
it,
having twins,
yeah.
and Charlie will be like, can I have one?
You're like, yes,
And
take
then I'll
one.
be like, here you go. I have to do Parent Trap. Literally.
Ooh, I wonder which one I'd
Oh, that wasn't Parent Trap though, was it? Because it was mum. Steve will leave me and take one, and I'll have to take one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That was
yeah.
it, wasn't it? They took one each. I mean, oh God.
I was still
That was
shocked.
mental that they did that.
Yeah, I know, but I was still shocked that
she
it was all Lindsay
died.
Lohan.
Oh, I was shocked that the woman died. What was her name? One who's married to
Natasha
Emma.
Richardson.
Yeah,
Oh,
I loved her.
Natasha Richardson? Is that who it was? Yeah.
She was the headmistress in our favourite film, Wild Child.
Oh, she was.
I loved her.
Oh, yeah, that was really sad because was she married to Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And oh yes, yeah, because then he had that thing in Love Actually when his wife died, and then actually
was
yeah.
that really before or after it happened?
Before, I think, and then it happened.
God,
after.
what about
just
bloody
skiing,
manifesting
wasn't it?
it?
Skiing
Yeah, she had.
accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful. Anyway,
Oh,
we've
anyway.
digressed.
So that can happen.
My advice: put 2 in. Worry about it later.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I mean,
seek professional advice.
Seek professional advice and do what you think is best for you as well.
Agree.
After seeking that professional advice, because only you know what's best.
Agree.
I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we will see you on Tuesday for our main episode. And please, if you can, like, subscribe, write us a review. Anything else? You can watch us on YouTube. I think that's still going strong.
YouTube's growing slowly but surely, guys. And do you know what? If you're a YouTube video watcher, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
We love you.
Well, I do my hair and makeup especially.
Yeah.
It's probably like
You might have noticed our outfits haven't changed in quite a while. But
we were so good at the beginning when we first started recording. We were like, "When March change your outfits."
we're in this peak of summer. Come September, I just feel like
hot.
things are going to be way more exciting on the Fertility Diary. So if you're
Yes,
enjoying it
yeah.
now, imagine how much you're going to enjoy it when we're like live and direct with
Yeah,
sagas
whole new
and
world.
God, yeah,
Real life.
actually like real lifing it.
Mm.
And if anyone else is on the journey, let us know so we can all go through it together.
Yeah, we like to hear other people's stories. So yeah. Great.
Anyway,
Well, we'll see you
thank you
soon.
guys. Bye.
Bye.